Hello and welcome, it's Ania from Ania Marta Art, and today I wanted to show you how I approach the pattern which has like a nice watercolor washy organic feel. So sometimes we want to cut out the elements from watercolor when we draw them, but sometimes we want to kind of retain that looseness, and I'll show you my approach. I know there's many ways to do stuff, but this is I find this method quite easy, and yeah, I'll share with you. So first of all, I scanned my image. This is just an A4 page, and the way I painted that, I put a wash of watercolor paint, and then I took a little piece of tissue and I just gently squeezed into the paper to create those clouds. So if you press it at a different strength, it will make it either lighter or darker, and this is voila, this is the final piece. So from this we're going to create actually nice big pattern that is working. So for now we're going to clean up this mess, and just to let you know, the scanner I'm using is Canon 400 Light 400, and it's a great little scanner. It's not super expensive, but it really does great job, because sometimes with photographing things it's just not how it should be. So first of all, I'm using my transform tool just to clean up the edges, and coming in here, and I'm gonna press yes, tick. Now we're going to image, rotate, counterclockwise. It's wrong way around, so we're gonna go clockwise, image, rotate, clockwise, and that's more like it. I think that's the shape of a cloud I was going for. Oopsie daisy. Control 0 will kind of bring the image to the fill up your screen. So there's a little bit of dust and dirt on the canvas, on our paper, that I'm seeing, but before that we're going to make a very simple adjustment with image, adjustment and levels. And here you have the black, mid and a light. So we're going to slide that dark a little bit more in the middle, and look how much more definition, how much, we don't want to go crazy like that, but just to give us a little bit more with that medium one, and then with a black one. So it actually looks like a sky, like a cloud. And you just need to set it up to taste. If you tell me, oh, what's the settings? Like in photography, it doesn't really matter, because each image will be very different. And I never touch the whites, because you don't want to blow up your whites. It's very easily done. They need to be preserved. Just a bit more maybe. Okay, and fine. And if you worry about things like that, like a different color, don't worry, because we're going to turn it into one consistent color in a minute. So first of all, let's get rid of all those speckles. I know we want this to look nice and organic. However, you know, there are things that are nice and organic, and things are just pure ugly, messy dirt. That sounded a bit aggressive. Spot healing brush in your tools. If for any reason you cannot find your tools, you need to go into your toolbar here, and then edit toolbar and choose your tools, because everybody's toolbar might look differently and things they have to their disposal. Also, like a larger areas I'm leaving for now, because I'm gonna use different tool to sort it out. My software of choice when it comes to patterns is Photoshop. I'm very familiar with Photoshop, very comfortable. I love how intuitive it is, and I try to work with Illustrator. I gave a go, but honestly it's just I'm not liking the effect of it. I love it when other people do it, and it just looks stunning and strong and clean, but when I do it I just prefer it having more like a hand-drawn textures and things like that. So Photoshop's really good for that, and I've been using for my photography work, so I'm really happy I can do patterns in the same software. Also economically, if I'm already paying for Photoshop, that makes sense. Okay, that's great. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to duplicate it just in case. We always want to keep that copy with us. And I'm going to go into image, adjustment, hue saturation, and bring the saturation all the way down. Okay, and now we're going to create a new layer here on the bottom, adjustment layer. Press on that and solid color. Now we're going to choose something to our taste. Press OK for now, we can come back to this, but here in your blending mode, make sure you choose something like color burn, or multiplied is not working because it's making everything kind of dark. I think soft light was nice as well. So either color burn is quite intensive, quite strong, but soft light just gives that beautiful natural look. So that's going to be my choice. And if you want a different color, just reactivate that window here, double click here, and you can just choose. That's not the best idea to go in a grays. You can choose different colors from all over your color palette. So let's get back to, I'm going to cancel that because I want to keep that blue here, and that way we just, if I show you, this is before our original image here, which has all sorts of different colors, not necessarily nice changes, but here it makes anything unified and very nice. So we're going to keep that one for now. At this point you can leave it like that. You can open that layer and get rid of this. So at this point, what I would do, because you can always repeat that situation where you desaturate everything and drop your color fill. So just to reduce the amount of layers and stuff moving about, because we're gonna duplicate that a few times, I would just merge it down, flatten image, and that becomes our main image here. Okay, so file, new, we're going to create a tile which is 8,000 by 10,000. It's not a square, it's a rectangle, and I find it that with a rectangle you get a little bit more organic repeat. It's so much easier in a square to get that repeat visible, but if you create something a little bit off, a little bit that is actually rectangular shape, it might look a little bit better as a pattern. The other thing is about the size, so it does sound like a bit of overkill to create such a huge tile, but I'm a believer that if you create something, just make it nice and big, so if you need it for any projects in the future, you have no problem, because you're already doing that job. So if your computer can handle that, go for it. So we have 10,000 by 8,000, 300 resolution. For example, spoonflower. For spoonflower, I would just do 3 different sizes, make it smaller and submit it. Again, there's a video on my channel where I do that, so you can have a look. And create. This is our kind of main area. Let's go here. So we just need to unlock that layer, and we're gonna drag and drop. Let me just double check with the crop tool if I select that. Okay, so there's nothing around. That's great. We're gonna have to kind of repeat that in a minute anyway. So first here, and I'm going a little bit over edge, and I'm going again here, and I'll press Ctrl T to transform, or if you can go edit transform, and flip horizontally here. Pop, just to give it a little bit different look. And we're going to need one more, tick yes, and one more. So I'm pressing on this layer. Make sure you have a layer here, not group, and auto select, because if I don't have auto select, it will not, oh, I don't know how. Auto select. So I'm dragging it down again here. It doesn't really matter if it looks pants at the moment. We will make it work, so don't worry. We take another cloud here and just fill it up, put it underneath that layer. and one more here, and one more here. So we have every single kind of white area sorted. We will flatten them down. So merge layers. So the way I selected it from top, holding shift button to bottom, right click, merge layers. Now this is what I was talking about with the crop tool. If I select that, you see my system, my computer sees everything. So if I put that in the pattern preview, that will look horrendous because it will have all those white bits, things we don't really want. So I want to trim it just to that area. So what I did, I just select crop tool, press it here, and then pop yes. Okay, and now it's just that image. When I go back again, there's nothing around. This is all we want. So this is our kind of repeating area and looking pretty bad at the moment. What we're going to do, we're going to turn it into pattern preview. We go to view, pattern preview, and that gives us, look how horrendous that looks at the moment. We're going to turn it into gold. So now choose a U tool, which is patch tool, and just go in here. Make sure you don't go over these areas near this bound kind of box. Okay, so just stay here for now. And what I'm doing, I'm getting rid of anything. I need to move that box away. I'm going to just get rid of anything that is distracting, that is offensive looking, and anything that is right, how do I get rid of this box? Hide bar, that's it. And just getting rid of the areas that are trying to compete for attention, because these clouds are nice and soft. They are very, very fluffy, very washy. That's the beauty of watercolors, and we just want to keep to that. So I'm just selecting and dragging to the area where I want to sample from, and the computer does a fantastic job by turning it into magic, so you don't have to worry about clone stamping, because with the clone stamping there's a high possibility everything will look a bit fake, and this is the way to work it. Look at that. So anything that is high in contrast, I'm trying to dissolve it with those techniques. And if you have a beautiful wash of watercolor that you want to turn into pattern, you don't have to do this step when you desaturate and do that, or you could actually desaturate and then put different colors on the layer and then put soft blending mode. I hope you understand what I mean. I might do another tutorial on that actually. It's just finding time, guys. Everything is time consuming, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. This is the third time I'm recording this tutorial because there were a few things I got lost. I got a little bit confused myself, even though I'd done this pattern before. There were a few things I had to resolve. So it's not that straightforward with those tutorials. I wish I could just produce them for you, so you can learn, because back some time ago I was really craving these sort of videos just to showing me different techniques how to get things to a certain level. And look, already obviously we have those lines and everything, already it's looking better. And now if you zoom out, you can see the areas that are problematic still. So this is very attention grabbing. We need to get rid of that, soften that a little bit. We don't want everything very soft because then it just becomes a solid background, but little bits and bobs is so nice because you can make parts of the cloud softer and harsher, stronger edge. It's fantastic. Still those little dots here and there, but it's fine. Such a nice color as well. Cerulean blue, very pretty, very very easy job. And it's good to have a good zoom in to have a look. Any pixels, anything. Any messiness. That's starting looking very pretty. And if you're doing pattern with mark making, so if there are very distinctive marks, or what you could do is like a clump, my goodness, clone stump to make that a little bit more better tool for you. And it's like an empty area here. I'm just gonna grab it from here, give a bit of a texture. Fabulous. So now it's still looking messy on obviously edges. So what we need to do, there's a little walk around here. So we need to right click and press into convert to smart object. So now when we grab our move tool, it will allow us to move it. And we're kind of going to go in the middle here. Okay. So, and we're going to move it again later. So it only allows you kind of move smart object. What's going to happen now, I'm going to select that again, and it's going to give me a warning sort of thing. And this smart object must be rasterized before proceeding. Edit content will no longer be available. Rasterize smart object. Yes, we're happy with that because we only created that smart object so we can move it across. And that's fine, and we're going to do that again and again, so don't worry. And what we're going to do now is just eliminate those seams, anything that is distracting and not looking like it's a natural pattern. Try not to go here, because if I select that, it only allows me to go that here, and that will create another seam, which we don't want. Okay. It's really good, that tool, and randomizing and selecting the right sort of texture. I'm not sure if I like this clump of clouds here. Also, what you could do, you can always come back to your original image and sample some clouds from there. Or if you want really randomized, you can come back. You can draw a couple of sheets of those clouds, and then you're going to have much more distinctive choice difference between them. Okay, that's looking fine. It's just tweaking, lots of tweaking, lots of kind of taking it away, bring it away and bring it back in and having a look. That looks pretty ugly here. I'm not sure if I like that. I don't know why it became that. Okay, that's very dark now. That's better. We don't want to completely lose those clouds. So what's going to happen now? We're going to have another convert to smart object. And you see there's a little seam there. So we're just going to move that down again and to the side gently. Okay, it's hard to see them now, but you have to kind of pay attention. And fine. And we're going to choose our tool, and it's going to ask us again, do you want to rasterize? Yes, because we want that tool to work. It's very forgiving, that one, so you can just cloud away. Oh no, hold on, this is kind of empty area. Just look out for the bits that are identically repeating. You don't want that, because that's going to be, our eye will quickly pick up on this and think, oh, there is a trick. It's not real. Real clouds are not identical, they're all different. So it will be massive giveaway of It's not real. So this is pretty much done. You can go again and again, repeat the process, but just be careful so you don't make everything very mushed up and non-defined. Okay, great. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to layer, flatten image, and then come out of this view. So you go into view, pattern, view unticked, and this is our repeating tile. So at this point, if you change your mind about the colors, you can just duplicate that, turn off your image adjustment, your saturation into minimum, so take off saturation, and then put here solid color and choose for example purple one, a nice purple clouds, and here mode into either soft light will give you the most natural look. You can experiment and look what other blending options give you. Oh my goodness me. So sometimes they are great discoveries, but I found that soft light kind of respects the light and dark. Color burn will give you a very strong contrasting look. Overlay is not bad at all, but I think soft light is my favorite for that. And you just merge that down, or you just choose different one. How to test our pattern? Would you like to see that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all, just to make sure we have everything included, and then go into edit and define pattern. It's going to ask you for what you want to call it, sky, and okay. Now I'm going to create a new layer. It's going to be 3000 by 3000. It doesn't really matter that much what size for now, just for you preview. I'm going to create a square here, a new layer, and I'm going to fill it with a color. It doesn't matter what color, and Control D to deselect. Double tap here into a little window, into thumbnail, choose the pattern overlay, and choose the one that you have defined. So that one, double click, and this is our pattern. What I love about it is that you can actually scale it. You can immediately see what it's going to look like, and any scale. And also you can create a little kind of frame here if you want. So I have my little preview for either for my website or for Instagram. I create those little, it looks like Polaroid snap a little bit, and I'll go okay. And now if you double click here, you can do stroke, let's say black color. It's just to show you, so I usually do white on a slightly off-white background. That's pretty, but that just gives you an idea what you can do here. And that's our pattern working. And you can delete that effect if you don't like, so turn off the stroke. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you have any question at all. And there's another video on how to assemble pattern from kind of cut out bits and pieces from illustrating little elements in watercolor and then putting it together. So I hope you enjoy that, and till next time, thank you so much. Bye.